y'all. The Royal Hood TV is for my Nagas that grew up through the hoods, man, and ate it out. If you're still in it, you're just on another level and shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Talking about them false prophets. You know, I'm gonna track the crowd over here, man, because they see me looking at the phone, so people gonna be kind of nosy to see, am I talking to somebody? Am I recording? Or, you know, I'm over here chest naked on the lava like, so I'm probably blowing. Who knows? But they see, you know, Most High. You know, Most High. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into it, man. We're talking about the false prophets, man. You know, the four-headed beast. Nobody's not really talking about this too tough. You know, we're kind of jumping into the whole little, you know, our religious Israelite type of thing going on. And debates, things of that nature. So, you know, debates were good several years ago. Maybe a little bit more than that. I'd say about 10 years ago. But now, man, it's too much information out there to debate individually. You know, first of all, we got the glow up, so people are gonna try to make a cameo. They're really paying attention. You gotta understand too, for my Caucasian followers, you gotta know this if you're living in Amaru, and even if you're living in Europe. It's a thing that's going around about the Cabbage Patch Kids, and the Cabbage Patch Kids that came to Amaru. They said that they were grown in laboratories and stuff like that. Well, how I gotta just, you know, point this out to you so you won't get, you know, feel like you're like horrible person because you got this cluster B personality. Hell, shit, we all got this motherfucker. So that's what I'm saying. So yeah, man, we gotta jump into it like this. I got a whole little. So these false prophets, the four-headed beast, man, we're dealing with religion now. You know, every man's gonna have their way to the Creator. You know, the All Spirit. And this is very important for us to pretty much respect. We're dealing with freedom, separating religion from the state now. You know what I mean? Anna, what's happening? God, let me go ahead and check my surroundings. I got a crowd popping up. I don't want to, but I'm gonna be cool. It's all right. We're recording. We're doing the right thing. So these little false prophets, we're jumping into it, man. Because we got to understand the resurrection of the heavens and things of that nature, because they always come to the hood and they strive to, they strive to market to your spirit, man. We're talking about these resurrections and these false heavens. Same thing that's on earth is in heaven. These castles that's on earth was built in heaven as well with the false, you know what I'm saying, with the false prophets. It says, I wish I knew what you said, but thank you for hitting in the game. All right, so these heavens, man, this is what the false prophets never really told us, because this was revealed through a book called the Owaspy. And this Owaspy was out for over 100 years now. Now it's starting to come to our, our reality. It's always been and existed. It's just not that you just wasn't aware of it because of the simple fact of, you know, these false prophets was in your ear trying to have you look at different things in different locations, in different places. You know, like, yo, you came from Africa, you did this and did this and did this. And some false prophets had to tell you, you know, where you didn't come from. You know, that you had some lineage in Amaru in America. You know, it's a lot of little things that was going on. So anyhow, though, we talking about the main four beasts of Islam, the Judaisms and all of that, and, you know, the Christianities and, you know, the Brahmanism. Now, these were all headed by a false god, which were angels who, when they say fallen angels, these angels, they don't fall from heaven. The true heaven is ethereal. They don't come from out of Ethereum and then fall on earth. Anyone who graduates from earth, they go to Ethereum. There you go. Wherever y'all way from, that's where my people from. That's where I love that. Wherever y'all way from, that's what it is. We're going to go to what they said about, you know, what they call Yahweh prior, you know, in the Paleo, which was Hawa or Yahuwah, but it's really just shortened for Ha and Wa, the secure breath. All right. So anyways, the all spirit, they know, they use different names, you know, and they got very clever when using one name or one entity to kind of chime in on this agreement or having this equality so we can all work together. And this is where it's like you see businesses that form corporations under one name, like Jordan. Like Jordan don't really own Jordan Too Tough. It's a whole round table that owns his name. You know what I mean? So, and Muhammad Ali was the same way. He didn't even own his signature. And I'm pretty sure Mike Tyson and a couple other few gifted celebrities were that way. And some were like that way as well, and they got out of it. But anyhow, though, with the all spirit, this is the only way that we can all truly evolve, and every man has his own connection to that all spirit instead of having another ministering mortal come to him. When you have a ministering spirit on a higher vibratorial plane, which is kind of like a guardian angel or an ancestor, someone who's been on the plane for a while, because after you transition, you do live the spirit life of light. You're in a higher vibratorial existence outside of your 300 and 700 nanometers of sight, sound, taste, and touch. You know what I mean? So our false prophets wasn't really telling us this. So this book that came about, you know, it also warned us about any of the false prophets who will come and be like, yo, they will come as being one person or one being saying that they're the all spirit and the all knowing. And so when they come, yes sir, you already know. And so but the sun, you know, this kind of went down a little bit about the sun. So, you know, anyhow, as time went on, I think I almost lost my little whoop, you know what I mean? But anyhow, because I got to watch in the back as people do be creeping up. I got to, you know, it's a lot of men, a lot of European men, you know, Caucasians, they have a little, I'm talking about out here. We're going to address all these issues, Chief, because we've been around and we never had no mass murder on Caucasians. We allowed them, they did that to us, and it wasn't like we was punks or naive, it's just that we knew the all spirit, and what the all spirit told us. We already had connection to it, and then as you go around the world, you would see most cultures, the ones who had the all spirit, they had to worship it in secret, you know, and that means that they had encountered angels or actual creatures. Going back to the mortal game, yeah. So no mortal basically can pretty much, you know what I'm saying, do things on their own without the influence and inspiration of a higher vibratorial species or angel, basically, your life form. This is the next level. So if you have an ancestor that inspires you on a good thing, that's like, yo, that's good. You have drooks or druges or archons or energies that want to inspire you due to your health and your poor health and poor nutrition. You can place your own. You do this at your own hand. You'll place parasites up in and different portals that are open that cause these lower vibratory entities that are on their first resurrection after transitioning, because we're talking about, you know, the earth plane, not no fallen angel outside of Etheria. We have the earth, then we have the atmosphere, then we got Etheria that's outside of the firmament. Nobody's outside of the firmament. The Bible says that, okay? William Shakespeare says it, or whatever you want to call the Bible. You know what I'm saying? The Bible, man. You know what I'm saying? So anything above the firmament, that means you already done abandoned everything on earth. It's like a school. You got to, and it's best to be able to strive to master it while you're in the flesh. Now you're in the time when you can actually do that. You know what I mean? That fast will definitely work. And so while in the flesh, you start training your spirit. It's not that, you know what I'm saying, you're a fall victim, because if you got, like I say, if you have more parasites in you, you're going to be subjected to more weaker thoughts and susceptible to more recessive ideas, because now these portals is open. But if you're more on a dominant side of chemistry, then you're utilizing your alkaline side, or your strength side, man. You're going to be able to download and reach up to the higher realms, to your actual ancestors who graduated off of the earth plane. You're like one of the only motherfuckers who got ancestors outside of the earth plane. And they knew that. And they know it right now. And this is why you have the spiritual warfare when you're dealing with different mortals of different, we'll say the main one, which is the Caucasian, who's going all over the world, striving to die on different continents and lands to get up in those heavens that is above those lands. This is how it runs, because it's a natural construct of the Creator. Everything is ordered. It's always been ordered. Where the water's at, the water's at. Where the water's not, the water's not. You know what I'm saying? That's ordered. You know? So stars is up in order, everything's up in order. It's like a natural all spirit formulating all these things. You know what I mean? Formulating corporate reality, or from the S world, which is the spirit world. Alright? And so You have an answer. So you have a fallen angel. They fall from the third resurrection on the earth plane, whereas the highest evolved spirits who are getting ready to graduate off of the earth plane and go to Etheria, it's like Star Trek, and go to, you know what I'm saying, and further their talents. Each personality that everyone has, you with that for forever, nigga. Wherever your personality was born at, with your star chart and your calculation, whatever corporeal world you're from, because this is what the false prophets forget to tell you. And they'll tell you later on, like, you know, the Mormons will talk about this other worlds, but this is how we chopping it up, man. It's like Star Trek. Your ancestors are Etherians and shit. So whatever personality a man is blessed with, or whatever he has, it's going to follow him even more. It's going to build even more, but in wisdom and strength as he grows spiritually. So he's going to be 100,000-year-old motherfucker. That's just like if he was 100,000-year-old, if he was an asshole on earth, he'll be an asshole at 100,000 years old, but it'll be a different weight. It'll be with wisdom and strength and shit. You know what I'm saying? And good judgment, you know. But it may not be, you know, it may not be conducive to the way that you like to perceive it. Because Most High use different angels, Etherian angels, to do different works on different worlds. Some worlds you just need a little passive, like, hey, get your ass up, do this. You know what I'm saying? Some worlds you got to use extreme force, like coming with the most extreme weapons to show the power in the hand of the Creator through the high exalted angels. Like, nigga, you can't fuck with me like that. You know what I'm saying? Because the angels that are on Earth, or on these worlds, in the atmospheric part of their world, they trick the mortals when they die to worship them as the all-lasting, everlasting being. You know what I'm saying? Like they're the most high. You know what I mean? So this is the difference between the false prophet and the actual true prophet of the Creator, who was born with the construct, kind of like they say, you know, the anomaly or some shit, like the anomaly that comes with it. So we are the light. We are light beings, natural, and all of us is supernaturally light. You know, and this is this light that's dealing with photons, like photons, electrons, and all that stuff. Like, send out the photon torpedoes. That's, you know, with Star Trek, man. Enterprise got the photon torpedoes, man. That's like stronger than everything, unless they run into other species in Etheria that is a little bit stronger. But most likely, when they're in Etheria, when they run into other species, every species that is in Etheria, they done already mastered the fact of the whole little the commandments of their world. Like, we want to say like the 10 commandments, because when you get across the other world, there's not too many commandments people really acknowledge or live by, which is building virtue of the spirit, basically. You have certain Buddhists, you know, and then you have certain, you know, Taoists and Taoists or whatnot. And the Tao is a good way to explain the Creator. And that's dealing with the true prophet of the Creator, Confucius, who's dealing over there. You know, I'm dealing over there when I say on the other side of the world, you know what I mean? So Most High raised and born these beings up, and He's used these angels to help find these beings, find the mama and daddy and all that stuff, and just guard them, you know, because there's going to be lower vibratorial spirits that's always on the earth plane that just try to disrupt shit, just to be disrupting shit. Like, you got the fly, that's always going to be, that's a pesky motherfucker. Then it's going to be like that with the spirit game too, man. You know what I mean? But now, with certain worlds, we done got it to a point where the whole world is on point now. And everybody got the light now. Everybody done reached the crown chakra. And when you reach the crown chakra, that means you done honored your kundalini energy now. And it's sacred to you now. You're not going around just jacking off behind a bush or in a dumpster somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You actually are valuing the Creator's temple from which you are actually occupying. With your corporeal body, your spirit is housed in all the cells. You know, so it's very important for you to actually take care of that. You know what I mean? So you can get the higher downloads of your family, because the corporeal goes away, but the spirit stays, just like the all creator, the all spirit. You know, and by eating the right foods, Most High give us the blueprint, but we go past it because we wisdom knowledge, and you know, we put wisdom before knowledge, so we'll bump our head, and we won't get that. We'll still get the understanding, but we won't get it in the order. Now we know, put it in the order. Most High got all things in order, and He reveals knowledge through wisdom, which is the ways and action of the corporeal realm. No man can enter a womb again and be born as a spirit through the womb again. So you hear a lot of people, I was reincarnated. Nah, there's a feeling spirit on the mud that can actually feed upon you, that you're afraid to be by yourself. This happens all the time. And how to defeat these things, you're going to have to fast and also detox yourself, because they're definitely connected. And this is very deep in this game. Through your clothes, they attack you through your clothes. You're actually, it's like a two things going on. It's like a civil war going on. They both are artificial motherfuckers, but One's like got the shit established, like, okay, now we got artificial stuff, but you can absorb this. We both can live on our shit now. You got the good parasite, like the Stargate SG-1, the Gua'ul, then you got the bad parasite. I mean, the bad parasite was the Gua'ul, and the good parasite was the Tok'ra. Right? The Tok'ra was like, nigga, hey, we want to link with you. You know what I'm saying? It's still the same way, nigga. But we'll give you long life and shit, and we like you to live your life, but we gotta go on missions and shit like that. But the Gua'ul was like, nigga, we're gonna become gods, we're gonna use your body, we're gonna use everybody, this and that. They was parasites. And so they can only go from world to world. You know, the illusion comes from the interstellar space that we see on television due to the Copernicus model of the solar system, or the cosmos. And this is how they got us, shit. You know what I mean? So now everything, you just focus on your world. That's why your world looks like, they say, a sphere with a tree coming up out the motherfucker and shit. You know what I'm saying? Every ancient culture that shows your ancient world, or what your world looks like, it looks like a tree coming out, and it's like the land coming off from that mug, and it's the water, and it's all of that. You know what I'm saying? So, but you're in a sphere. The sphere is actually, you're in the flat horizon, but the actual sphere is the actual, everything is like inside of this little egg, and you're connected on all the waters of the worlds, on different densities and vibrations. Some you can see, some you can't see. Some floating that you can't see, some not floating. Then you got the S world, which is the atmospheric world within the Earth. Anything outside of the Earth is etherian, and that's, most don't even know because you won't be able to understand it. You know what I'm saying? You barely can understand what shit's going on Earth. You know what I'm saying? You can barely pick up on what an ancestor then gave you something like a clue to get something. You barely can pick up on that. We got the thuggy doves around on us. We picking up on the shit because we dole all the daggone time. You know what I'm saying? We in nature. Must be trying to come up to us. We got the light. We don't release. You know what I'm saying? We're not busting nuts and jacking off and thinking about chicks. None of that shit. I like chicks though. I like chicks with big fat booties and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I can talk about it and everything. I know how not to get aroused, you know? And Most High blessed me with that, you know what I'm saying? And at the same time, being attacked a certain way. You want to say what's up to everybody? You want to come through? You don't want to say hey? You know what I'm saying? And getting attacked, you know what I'm saying, at an early age allowed me to be able to build a defense psychic mechanism and shit, and not just to develop a cluster B personality disorder and further live into that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So I could be able to broadcast to y'all like, yo, we all got this shit. But the ones who came over to America and settled, they had it a little bit more. They was naturally recessive, and that's when we're dealing with this whole little, even though the false prophet Elijah Muhammad all them was talking about this through Yaqub's rules and regulations, you know, how they made the Caucasian in a lab and all these different things off the island of Patmos 6,000 years ago, whatever the elaborate story is. In the theology of the time, they wrote a big book this big. I'm like, is this a big ass lie that big of a book? God damn. But nah, you know, some truth up in there. So anyhow though, but they say everything except the Owaski, or how the earth is separated through the spirit and the S realm, the sky, the physical, you know what I'm saying? They ain't built on none of that, and how the same cities is in the sky and shit, you know what I'm saying? And this is, they ain't separated like that. So we're basically breaking it down now. The niggas, your ancestors are Etherians. They come through every so often, every 200 some years or whatever, when the light of the Most High is like starting to build up on the Earth plane, which is like when all the planets is lined up in a certain way, this light starts to come up, which is just the inspiration from the highest of all heavens. You know what I'm saying? And so with the highest, everything is developed through, you know, through arc cycles and times of revealing, just like a garden. You have to grow, it has to go through seasons. Certain things have to grow, which was with, like, you know, because a lot of the settlers didn't know this until they came to America. The America's where they got the horn of plenty with all the fruits and vegetation, you know, and showing you the seasons on how to plant them. That's why you get all this knowledge right now from the Almacs, and showing you that we already been knowing this back hundreds of years ago. You know what I'm saying? We actually taught this, but the powers that were suppressing this information. The same thing with cowboys. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is cowboys to this day. Niggas love to ride, you know what I'm saying? So we love getting on horses. We've been one with the horse. They try to turn the horse against a nigga and shit. But, you know, that's a here and there when it comes to that. But the false prophets, though, yeah, these individuals, I'm talking about the real false prophets. False prophet Ruamon, who came up with Christianity, who had his right-hand man named Jabril. These are not human form motherfuckers. These mugs are like very grotesque-looking ass people, beings, man. If you look at the Kaaba, they actually have an image of Allah which is the God, Allah, the God, in the Kaaba. And it's a reptilian looking ass motherfucker, man. And I'm not saying all reptiles are bad, because you got good reptiles too, as all things, you know what I mean? It's just like we think that all niggas is Africans and shit, and we're not. So it's always like that. We think all Japanese and Chinese look the same, but it ain't. So the same thing with niggas, all right? Tok'ra and the motherfucking Guo, we're gonna relate this to Stargate, all right, too. If you watch Stargate, you know what I mean? Alkaline, acidic, two sides of chemistry. It's all about chemistry. Chem meaning black and street meaning study. So it's all about black study, the black, the essence, all that good stuff, man. The oneness of the whole thing. You know what I mean? So when you see that light come, the light is born out of that darkness, you see it like, pow. Okay, this is what we doing. And not darkness in a way of creativity, but darkness in a way of not knowing and understanding, and thus not becoming your own master of your own life and having a free dome, a free mind, which is divine, which is your natural birth inheritance, your blood right, you know what I mean? And everything's in the blood. The blood is in the crystal. The blood is your crystalline element that runs through your body. It gets charged up every day through the foods that you eat. All right? And so they knew this by attacking you and shit, lowering your vibration. But the stories gets even more deep. So the false prophet Luamon, oh man, that man came into the game. He's like, he's gonna make Christ. So he was able to influence a man named Constantine. He was immortal. He was able to influence him in the battle and give him a symbol in the sky to show the symbol of what he's going to build, as far as building this Holy Roman Catholic Emperor, being this Holy Roman Catholic religion, where state and religion is connected. You know what I mean? So anyhow, though, Constantine was able to see Sargas, which is a higher vibratorial site. You can actually see these things. A lot of beings can see it too, but you can't say it because you get putting fucking crazy on them. Babies was able to see it, but they grow out of it as they grow. But Constantine was able to see these things. And so he was able to build with these spirits that was on a higher vibratorial plane, which is called Drujits, and establish in this kingdom. So the false Christ Luamon, he was like, yo, man, I'm going to establish this, boom, boom, boom. The right-hand man, Jabril or Gabriel, he was like, yo, I'm going to do the damn thing. So Gabriel went out, took heads, established it through the sword. Like, yo, he knew everything how to establish it. He did it all in hopes of getting his own heavenly kingdom. But Luamon was like, fuck you, nigga. I'm gonna go ahead and do my own shit. This was happening over here, man. We got other shit popping off. I don't give a damn about your kingdom. All the while, Jabril was over here planning and plotting. He was like, nigga, I knew he was gonna be on some dumbass shit. That's why I was over here getting all the angels, all my angels up. We got 300,000 billion motherfuckers ready to come at your ass now. Now, I already done studied your doctrine. I came up with it and put it out for you. We're gonna keep some of your doctrine because you stole it from the first doctrines to go ahead and make this shit pop. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and make Islam. And I'm gonna find me my little false prophet. It's gonna be a Muhammad. One worthy of praise, man, Muhammadan. Let me go ahead and talk to him and give him this book right here, which means one to be read. It's not, Arabic is not really a language. You read Tajweed, you know what I mean? Arabic is just a way you can read the Quran. Like, see the letters like Alif, Ba, Ta, Da, Shin, He, Ho, Da, Da, Ra, She, Sin, Sin, Sod. Okay, all of that good stuff. You see that Jabril took that and bit right off of Aramaic. See, these beings come up with this shit. These are the false prophets. These are the ones who fall. These are the false gods who put in place the false prophets to rule for a certain amount of time when Big Papa's gone. But the light never really left the world. It's just that the angels, the Etherians left. And so the world has to go through certain periods of darkness to test man and angel, which is spirit, basically, you know, as spirit, on their dignity, their nobility, and what they learned through their lives so far, whether in the spirit world or in the mortal world, the corporeal world, right? And so anyhow, though, these false prophets, so this war happened. These four devils you got going on. You got the false Brahma, which was, you know, the god Ahura. This is actually a spirit. They come to the world and they see your history and then they just mimic you. And then they boom. The only way they get into the world is if your atmosphere is weak. If your atmosphere is weak, that means your connection with your spirits is gonna be infiltrated. And it could be the will of the Creator. He can allow that to happen. You know what I'm saying? From Louisiana, that's what's up. Oh yeah, that cowboy culture. You already know. We're gonna all link up. That's gonna be one of the cultures to link up through, man. West Texas, all that, all throughout the Cali, B. We're gonna all link up because we can be in peace when we with our horses, B. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be in peace with the horses. But anyway, we're gonna get back to it because we're gonna get even more in tune Because I wrote a child's book, but it wasn't too much of a child's book. It was called Niggas and Horses in their relation to Planet Queek. Like damn. Or Niggas and Unicorns. But anyways, that's just some fairy tale. Nah. Anyhow though, man, but these spirits, they go ahead and yeah, because niggas and horses, they connect. They have a high connection, but we're lowering our light right now in our kundalini. But we're gonna build it up. We're gonna be so high, it's gonna be ridiculous shit. You know, a lot of these stories that we given to us are given from the atmospheric aspect, whereas, you know, from the heavens that they already developed in the second resurrection. But these second resurrections are being taken over by now the Ethereans, because every 200 years. Now, this book I'm talking about called the OFFGRID, it wasn't revealed to niggas. These niggas is really, really the real motherfuckers. They call faithists. That means that they were naturally born with the creator. They was born with a natural superpower called faith, and they can manifest their actual gifts, skills, and talents and abilities and shit. Like, you can see a nigga, he can just be normal, but next thing you know, you can bust out a note like, you know, shit like that. You be like, damn, man, how the hell can you bust a note like that? Superpower. See a nigga just sitting there, your friend, he can do a motherfucking handspring note. Like, who taught you how to do that? You probably wouldn't even taught that. You got a brother just come out and just start rhyming. He don't even know how to even fucking read that good. But this nigga can rhyme the encyclopedia front to back on your ass. You know what I'm saying? These are superpowers and shit. Gift, skills, and talents that the Most High bless you with. You know? And this is from the All-Creator that everybody gets it from. And in this day and age, it's definitely encouraged. Instead of just chasing false gods, I'm here to hey, you can go to whoever you want to go to, because in time, you know, you're gonna go to the all spirit anyways. It just may take longer. It may take a longer route in the spirit world, but you chose to take the fast route in the corporeal world. And you be like, man, fuck that. I'm gonna live rich and famous on earth, nigga. You know, not knowing and understanding the science of, you know, the two sides basically. They form that, you know, that superb understanding basically. The man and woman side. This is man and woman. The breath, the secure breath of the creator, the ha and the wa, you know, the him, which is her imperial majesty or his imperial majesty, you know, your own life, man, shit. So yeah, these false prophets come in. You got Amaru, he came in the game, he wanted to trick everybody and shit. He wanted to make his whole little yoga shit like this, that, and the third. This is why these people, like false prophets like Malachi York and stuff, they'll turn you against certain yoga teachings, and will reveal to you that these are to give you a picture like this is Satan or you Lucifer or whatever through one of their little tablets, you know, through one of his little tablets. And if you don't know Malachi York, he came in the game following up after Malachi York, after Elijah Muhammad, which basically the father, which is James Clarence 13X, intuitively with justice came up with supreme mathematics just for the youth, and had a cipher, which is basically a powwow, and building on supreme mathematics, and how your power is basically the energy and force and magnetism that operates the universe. This is where you get your power from, you know. So anyhow, though, when they seen that being coming up organically, because everything that the Most High does is organic. You don't have to you don't have to see him come in and go to the clerk of deed, county of deeds, and be like, yo, I got this type of religion, I'm this and that and the third. You don't have to do all that. Yeah. Organically, came right in the game, intuitively, like boom, this is what it is. And this is how the organic heavens are going to be. You have inorganic heavens, and you have organic heavens. These false prophets, they coming from inorganic heavens. And this is where they're trying to get your ass to come to inorganic heavens, by marketing to your spirit while you in the corporeal realm, by showing you inorganic shit while you in the flesh, so you can be used to it. As you think this is a good way of futuristic type of shit, you'll be more swayed to go to that type of heaven instead of graduating up off of the earth plane, getting out to Ethereum, being a Trekkie, an eon of a being who goes from galaxy to galaxy, missions for hundreds of years and thousands of years, man. Gods of arc cycles, man, watching the development of worlds like music play to you. You're a higher form of fire that they don't tell you your evolution, because niggas knew it. That's why they burnt your library. They already knew you knew all this shit. You had the connection to the Most High. You was the only one on earth that had connection to the All Spirit, meaning you just get inspiration right out the fucking frequency. And this is what they want to keep you disconnected from, because they want to make you an idolizer and a discarder and devaluer like these motherfuckers, you know? You want to be an idolizer and devalue and discarder your whole life, like just running through narcissistic supply. You know what I mean? These are false prophets teachings. This is what they do. Yours align up with the stars. You know what I'm saying? Zodiac. Your God. Okay. Yeah, the true zodiac. You know, 100,000 years old. They're trying to stop it. 100,000 years old. They're trying to stop it. It's 100,000 plus years old, man. They already live in the corporeal world already. Graduated from another corporeal world. Everybody ain't gonna look like you. Everybody look different. We all graduate from different worlds. It's like track, man. Everybody's on that ship, going to different joints, responding to different stress calls, you know, on an assignment to make Ethereum roadways. You doing all these things. You doing all this shit by don't say it like in a bad way, but they want to keep you away from doing these things. It's like with herb, P. With weed, you know what I'm saying? Weed, you can only get it from dispensary. You can't grow it if it's like the dispensary. But if you can, you're only allowed to grow this, that, and the third. See the right that you done given up, man, your organic right? So it's a difference. So then when you know you're dealing with a species that's attacking your organicness, this is when you know it's a problem. Because your organicness is attached to your actual, you know, spiritual inheritance. This is where these false prophets come in at. And your modern day false prophets, Most High ain't letting them raise up, G. Ain't nothing they can do or say. Anytime they come with anything, G, Most High's not, when they get that boop boop, it's like, nope, Most High ain't gonna let it slide, G. If you're not talking about building the light up to the crown chakra, then it's not meant for you. Then we're not talking about anything really at this point, because this is how we truly all gonna unite. This is how we build our, you know, our dignity and our nobility and get it back online and on track. But until then, we won't be on track. We'll be listening to false prophets. And these are the ones who are always like telling you what to do, how to do it. You won't know what, you don't know, you don't listen to the creator yourself, not knowing that you have a special connection with the creator, you peculiar people. The only one, G. That's why you're so creative. You create new things all the time. All the coaches, you know what I'm saying? We got our coaches in America, man. It's like all of that been there. You think an African come to America and create a cowboy culture? I don't see Africans riding horses like that. They don't show it. I'm just letting you know. Only niggas do that shit. You know what I'm saying? I know. I was riding a horse when I was 4. Like, calling my horse like, come here, man. You know what I mean? Walking a baby, walking a horse. Man, we did that in Mississippi. But I had to travel the world and get this information and get it back to my family, man. So that's all. But yeah, I don't want to hold up too long. I just want to jump in. I'm trying to get to about 45 minutes on here, man. I'm trying to get to about 45 minutes on here. Because it's detrimental, man, as far as like leaving leaving their religious back to them. Because you got individuals who really still fighting for these false prophets who sentenced 100-something years. I know that seems cool, but like you're down for these people. But in real life, they already had a plan to put this shit out here to be like, yo, boom, this is what it is. All right. And so when they put the false prophets out there, they knew what they was doing. That's all. And if you fell for it, you fell for it. That's it. But right now, the inner God in you, you call him for that. The inner thug, nigga. The inner thug is the inner God. Alright? So you murder any of them devils that's inside of you, them 4 beasts that's inside of you, when you're dealing with the lust also, the stealing, you know, vamping, all these different things what they call the lustful energy. You can kill those devils, them 4 devils inside of you, start slaying devils outside of you, without even having to pick up a weapon, man. So, with that being said, I love y'all. I was going to go ahead and go in. I don't know if it's jumping. It seemed like I was not getting a good broadcast, but I wanted to jump in, though. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to King Christian McCarthy, man, for jumping into the game. I know he watched it. He had a little lot to say. You know what I'm saying? He's from Louisiana, though, okay? It was really hot, and nowadays it's not. Yeah, it used to be hot in the mud, man. It used to be hot in the mud. Getting that sun. That's right. Broski, no. So, thank y'all for joining me. I love you, and thank you. Part 3. Then I'll build you the next. Hey.